morning. Noodles in the shot. My dad's in the shot. Alright.
Talking first generation.
We're talking first generation.
The only generation that counts.
That's a matter of opinion. In the first generation, some of the episodes that most people like are Trouble with Tribbles.
Your mama likes that one a lot too.
Would you consider that the best?
No.
That's pretty quick. Why not?
I think it's the best as far as like how like my family reacts to it, and it's a very good episode. It's a funny episode, but not the best. It'd be best for how the family all reacted to it, probably.
So it'd be a good one to watch if you have young kids or a family that's never seen.
Absolutely, yeah. The boys, grandsons love it. Would probably. I don't know if they've seen that. We should show that to them.
What about someone who hasn't watched Star Trek before? Would you recommend one of the next gen episodes or the original series for them to give it a try?
Depends on their age. If they're really into loving high-tech stuff, as much as I love the first gen, it was done in the 60s, you know. Yeah. So the second generation's probably for anyone, you know, under 30 or 40, it'd probably be better to, you know, culture has changed so much, it would probably fit better with those. You gotta watch something until something clicks with you.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a little different, something will click. Even fans like I am, you know, like in the second generation, I had to find something that clicked with it.
Yeah.
You know, for me to get in the second generation, which was, you know, basically when Picard got captured. You know, and then overcame it and came back.
So hands down, next gen, best of both worlds.
I don't know if I'd call it hands down. I like the episodes with Worf, redemption, and that. The Klingons really, you know, he brings the Klingon culture. You know, there's such a forthright culture. So that the best of both worlds, or any of the heavy Klingon episodes with Worf would be there. So
what about the Klingons do you like more than the other races?
Straightforward. They and then there's some where when it gets political, like with the
Galeron and
yeah, I start not liking that because it reminds me too much of our politics. But you know, they seem to be straightforward. I mean, they're brutal, but they're straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you want to take over their ship, you kill their captain, and he knows it. I mean, there's no like assassinations or nothing like that. This is all straightforward.
Well,
they're very honorable. Yeah, there is.
But
they seem honorable, kind of like samurai. They remind me of like a samurai in some respect. You know, in space, just very straightforward.
What is your opinion on Deep Space Nine?
Took me about 4 or 5 attempts to watch more than one episode.
But then when the Dominion War started and they had to start making allies, and it was cool to see people that you're used to seeing as enemies now having to work together and having to overcome those differences and hostilities and all of that. It dealt a lot with like forgiveness and progress and stuff. I don't recommend...
It kept to the theme of Star Trek, right? And Roddenberry, I think, with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think people should, if you've never watched Star Trek, I don't think they should try it from the beginning, though. Deep Space Nine, I think...
Well, I don't even think I'd recommend Deep Space Nine if we're trying to recommend on Star Trek.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare yourself, it's gonna take you a while to get into it.
What if you jump into Deep Space Nine where Worf does? Because Worf, when he comes in, that's about when things start heating up.
About like 7 of 9 in Voyager, how that turned it around to quite a bit.
Yeah. So if you've watched, you know, a little bit of Next Gen, a little bit of original series, and you want to try Deep Space Nine, don't try it from the beginning, try it from...
Yeah, that might be good wisdom in that. I would recommend Voyager.
Yeah, why?
Because you have what do I call it, a defender of woman equality, rights, whatever you want to call it, and she is, I think they used the Janeway character really breakthrough on that. I didn't think, like, being my generation, like, I would have took a woman captain, but she did an amazing job. So she reminds me of Kirk in a lot of it, and even Picard, where we need to hold on to these principles of who we are, even if we get destroyed, you know. And that's why they're there, why they don't get back several times. Because that's what ties Star Trek together for me, is the integrity of the crew, the ship, the loyalty they have to each other, and, you know, her standing to her principles. That's what does that. Plus, she's feisty.
She's very feisty. In real life, too. She's feisty. And what about the most recent one, which is still a long time ago, Enterprise? Did you watch?
I liked that one immediately from the beginning. Took a little bit to get used to, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So the moment told me it ended horrible, so I didn't even watch the whole last season. I wanted to end it where I could have a good thought of it. If anyone ever watches this, end these things great, like you begin them.
Yeah. So if we were to give people a homework assignment, since this is Fanreel Academy.
I think anyone would like the Klingon episodes. Anyone would.
Watch these, there's your assignment.
Absolutely.
Kapla!
Live long and prosper too.
Fascinating.
Oh, yeah. Is that distracting? Should I turn it
No,
off?
no, it's part of the light.
Are you holding it?
Yeah.